Welcome to our series on visual journaling. We'll be using the beautiful new Strathmore Visual Journals, and our goal for this series is that it's both informal and informative. So I'm going to pretend like you're all going to join me in my studio, and let's get started. You probably noticed in my studio that I like chairs. It's pretty obvious. So why don't you pull up a chair and we'll get started on my series. The first session is going to be preparing your journal so it's welcoming, kind of like when you move into a place and you want to bring your own artwork and change it out a little bit. So this is going to be your very personal journal. And Strathmore makes that so easy for us with these spiral journals. One of the things I like, of course, is that they lay flat to work in, but they also are able to accommodate found objects if you like dimensional things in your journal. I like to use them also standing up so that I can back off from my artwork and see it from a distance, and they're very sturdy and stand up in that way, and also when you're drying your pages. So as we go through my series, I'll show you the attributes of each size of the journal and the different pages, the different weight pages and materials that they're made of. This little exercise is creating a pouch in your journal so that you have a place to put your inspiration that you find in magazines, so that you can make lists, you can put quotes and things like that that you might want to incorporate later. I've painted the back page, and this page can also be painted. I left it white to show you what I'm going to do. Don't put rulers in the dishwasher, it washes everything off, but I have a mark here for 6 inches. I'm going to come up 6 inches from the bottom, make a mark, and then line that 6 inches up here. You make a line and slice that off. So that's your pouch. And then with a pokey tool or the, pencil lead, top and bottom, you don't need to measure this, one in the middle, and also for that back page, these are going to hold the brads. And for the bottom of the page, one thing you want in your journal kit is double-sided tape. It's your very best friend. It's fast, it's permanent, and that is what's going to hold the bottom of the pouch together. Double-sided tape comes in different widths. This is about a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to line up these pages, burnish this down so that I get a good contact there. It's holding. Now, the brads go along the side. There are so many decorative brads now, different colors, different motifs. I need to get these just a little bit bigger. And open them on the back. So you've got a great pouch there. Can you tell my current favorite color is orange, so I'm doing a study on the color orange. It's the new black. And there we go. We've got a place to keep our inspiration. Another thing I like to do in my journal is page extensions. When you have your journal open, you obviously have a spread. One thing to keep in mind is the design principle that these 2 pages, you might want them to work together in some way, whether it's with color or a motif that comes across the page. No rules, but some things need more display space. So in that case, I like to add a page extension. And I can show you an example of that. In this journal, which I did for a trip to Guatemala. Travel journals are one of my favorites. There's so many things you can do with them, but here's an example of a double page extension where I wanted to get these big round kites and I wanted them to dance all the way across there. So put that aside, and the first thing you do on a page extension, this is where I'm always looking for things. Take a page out of your journal. Cut down here. And you're just going to fold that over. Burnish it with a bone folder or a ruler. You want that to lay right flat there. I have this one all ready to go. Any kind of glue works. This is how it lines up. It's going to glue on the back of this page and open this way. So I'm going to run a bead of glue. Any glue works. And double-sided tape also works for this. These are all fast ways to kind of get to know your journal. I call it becoming one with your journal. That goes on there. Burnish it down, let it dry, and when you come back to do your spread, you've got a nice extension there. This also makes your journals interactive. If you see something closed like that, you automatically want to look under it. All right. The next little customization you can do is in this journal. And when you open your journal, time after time after time, the first page gets all the wear. So what I've done here is step back these first 3 pages. On this one, I cut 3 inches off. This one, I cut 2 inches off, and this one, 1 inch. So that when you open your journal, you're not opening one page on the same place every time. And you can see what this does for us. If you're working on little texture motifs, they're right in the front of your journal, and you've got these extra little pages to play with before you even get into the journal. There are many ways you can treat the edges of these. You can tear them, you can cut them with the fancy little scissors. I like to use a gold foil pen. They have a little notch in the end, and you can get a really nice gold edge on that. Helps to hold it up. So we have made a pouch. We've cut back our pages. We've made an extension, and there's another addition I like to add to the journal. And these are plastic slide holders that you can get in, office supply stores, art stores, and these little pockets open. And whenever I see something that would make a good journal prompt, like we're gonna be sorry, or Facebook is, or I'm going to, those are all good prompts for journaling. I use this so that I can keep track of them. Now this has another purpose as well, and that is as a burnishing plate. In my next session, we're going to be doing a lot with water media, water-soluble art products. And I noticed when I was doing this that I could get an excellent grid. These are water-soluble crayons, and they are full of pigment and very, very versatile. And I don't know if you can see this grid coming through. I'm not going to do the whole page, and I just want to show you that those little ridges there are going to give you an automatic grid. And we all know that our eyes love grids. It organizes information for us. So mine's a little crooked, but that's okay. It's not about perfection. This is one that I did in the same way with obviously a warmer color scheme. Very handy little tool for journaling, especially if you're journaling away from home. There's a water cylinder in here, so this is actually a water brush, and you just press it a little bit, and you can come back in and blend this so that you get these wonderful colored squares. Obviously, you can do them in more than one color. Now, when you start journaling, looking at something like this is the proverbial blank canvas, very intimidating. But if you start breaking it down into sections, it's much easier to write short little thoughts in these squares than it is to try to approach a whole blank spread. So just another way to make your pages welcoming so that the next time you come back, you have already kind of connected with your journal. All right, we'll set that aside. Now in the next session, now that we've had our first date with our journal, we're going to color up these pages using some very quick, fun methods, and pretty soon your journal is going to be irresistible.